What's going on, everybody? This is your boy Scotty by Nature TV, and this is my boy Mims, aka Make It Make Sense, and we are here to see who was wrong. All right, and we're back. Okay, now we're here to talk about who was wrong in the feud on the Real Housewives of Atlanta with Nene and Kenya. Okay, so this was chosen by Mims himself. He chose this particular feud, and the best thing about this is that we both remember how it started and where it is now. So we have a lot to work with.
You
So.
mean Lanithia from Waxahachie, Georgia? I'm not calling her Nene.
Oh my God! So you're gonna call her by her? You're gonna call her by her name? You're gonna call her Lanithia? That's what you finna call her.
If I call Phaedra Creonta, I'm gonna call Lanithia Lanithia.
You know what? Well, all right then. Okay. So
But I'm
what we gonna
impartial.
do?
I'm
Uh,
impartial.
that long as you let, long as you let it be known, long as you let it be known. Now, Kenya came on the scene in season 5. That's when she came on the scene. And I don't know if you agree with me or not, but when she first came on the scene, it looks to me as though she took to Nene like a big sister, maybe. You
Exactly.
know, they were getting along pretty well. When Kenya was letting the girls have it at the season 5 reunion, Nene was sitting back laughing because that was probably the first reunion she wasn't in nobody's drama at all.
Right.
So she was sitting back laughing at Kenya getting Phaedra together, getting Portia together, getting Apollo together, getting Peter together. She was taking on everybody all by herself. You know what I'm saying? With her little fan that Terrence be using. She had a little fan and everything like that. So, Kenya stepped in. And back then, I ain't even like Kenya back then.
I
So
loved her.
I could not stand Kenya back then. But that's because back then, believe it or not,
You didn't have
I
good
was
taste.
I
You
was
didn't
team
have good
Portia
taste.
back then. I was team
You
Portia
just
back
didn't
then.
have good taste.
At all. I
But
would
you
never be team
you've
Portia
come to the light.
now. So at season 6 is where their relationship changed. So where would you say what at what point do you think their relationship began to change? Was it before Pillow Talk or was it after Pillow Talk?
I think that, as you said, season 5, Kenya was willing to be the new Cynthia. She came in hot. I think that Carlos told her, "You're going to be the vixen." So Kenya came in playing a role. Do I
Mm-hmm.
think that she really wanted Apollo? No. Do I think that that's her type? Yes. And I
Mm-hmm.
think she really thought reality TV wasn't reality, and she didn't have anything to lose. Her box office wasn't, I mean, she wasn't at the box office. So why not do reality TV? Carlos loved her. Andy loved her. She was beautiful. But the problem was you put a video model in with a bunch of married women.
Mm.
Nene was not intimidated by her until the second season when it became the Kenya show.
Mm.
A lot of scenes involved Kenya. Kenya came in sitting across from Nene at the reunion. They were both at the end of that couch. The only time she had to move over was for Kim Zolciak.
Right, that's true. That's very true.
So I do think that when it came down to pillow talk, word on the curb was that the producers were saying they couldn't start the scene until the star arrived. And that set Nene off.
Mm. Mm. Interesting.
Even if they were just joking, they were serious in the sense that Kenya had to come before they could really start the filming. So those first couple hours, they were just kind of wasting their time.
Right.
So that's why she was so geeked up.
That's why she was irritated when Kenya came through the door and Kenya was like, "Oh, you look fabulous," and then Nene
You
was like,
don't.
"You don't." Okay, so I would say that yes, Pillow Talk was definitely where the situation began. Because I think that Nene, as well as the other girls, blamed Kenya for everything that broke out in that particular setting. So I guess we could do our point here. Do you think that Kenya was to blame for everything that went down at Pillow Talk just because they blamed her for walking across the hotel room
Hmm.
to get at Natalie? And they feel like by her getting up, going across the room, that created the issues. So do you think that Kenya set this whole Pillow Talk situation up? Or do you think no, she didn't set it out?
I definitely don't think she was at fault with the Nene stuff. I think that Nene was upset because she realized that her time was coming to an end as just being the queen bee. In terms of Kenya walking, I don't think she was going to fight the woman. I think
Right.
she was just being dramatic. And for some man to grab her by the arm,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that was right. Because the first thing Nene wanted to say is, Peter, you need to stay out of women's business. So why is it okay for this person to grab a woman? I think
Right.
people hate Kenya so much that it becomes okay.
I even back then, because like I said early on in this, I did not like Kenya back then, but even then, I didn't think that it was right for them to blame all of that on Kenya. I didn't think that all of that was on her. I didn't think it was all her fault. I believe that it was turned up because everybody was turned up. Nene was turned up. She was asking a bunch of messy ass questions to them. It was uncomfortable. I don't think that Kenya started all of the melee. I don't
I think
think.
something was
So.
up with Nene.
Yeah, yeah, I believe so too. I don't know what it was, but something was up with
It
her.
was just,
And
it was something.
now I get what you're doing because they went completely over my head at first. Now I see what you're doing. But however, but however, um, remember when they went to the spa after that, and they were
Mhm.
all having a conversation with Kenya about what happened, and Nene completely said, "You are not right, Kenya. It was really you who really started the domino effect." And then, of course, she added my favorite line, my favorite lines of hers. You jumping out your seat with your diaper on was ridiculous. That was hilarious. I'm sorry.
I
I'm
don't
sorry.
find that funny.
But that's what she said, and she completely blamed that entire thing on Kenya. And
I
to
don't
this
find
day,
it funny. I don't find it funny. And secondly, Nene could have been one of the linebackers up there with Maurice and Marceau. Since we're talking, she loves to go after people's looks, but you can change your face 3 times and still use Facetune on a daily basis.
are you doing this right now?
Wait,
Are you doing this?
oh wait, it's not my fault. I've never done a pre-record.
No, ain't nothing wrong with ain't nothing wrong with it. I'm saying, are you doing this because you're really dragging Nene by her face
Oh
tune
no,
right now? I'm
I'm
so,
being unbiased.
I'm so tickled right.
I'm being unbiased.
Oh my goodness. So let's just say this in this whole pillow talk thing, because this is where it started. Who do you think was wrong in this particular situation, Nene or Kenya?
I think Nene was wrong, flat
Oh,
out.
okay.
Kenya being 2 hours late, that's your coworkers, but that's not that big of a deal. It was that extra stuff that got Nene riled up. Kenya didn't make Val push Todd. Kenya
Mm.
didn't make Apollo. What did Kenya say? You're having prison flashbacks when he attacked Brandon. You're gonna blame her for all that. All the fights that broke out is because of Kenya.
Yeah, because she said that she started a domino effect, and I don't necessarily
It wasn't
agree with
Kenya that
it.
made Apollo admit to stealing all those people's money. Remember, he was talking about the fact that he goes and spends $5,000 a night at the strip club, and it ain't Phaedra's money.
Oh my God. Okay. So
I'm
what was
answering open.
next? What was next? I think that whole Was it a
Oh,
fundraiser she threw? What happened after that?
oh,
It
for
was
the apology. She threw that apology fundraiser. Now that really did start the downfall of Cynthia and
in
Nene.
Nene. Yeah.
Do I think that she should, if you're doing something in my name, you should A, tell me.
Mm-hmm.
So, Kenya's my girl, but she should have told her.
Right.
But B, it's not that big of a deal. And we got to see how ignorant Nene really was when she got on that mic at a charity event.
I see it's great that I have a lot of good friends that I don't know about it.
At a charity event. That's
At
what
a
it is.
charity event. At a charity event, okay? So in this particular moment, was Nene wrong? Was Kenya wrong? Or was it a draw?
They were both at fault.
So they were both at fault. So
You
Kenya
should
was
have
wrong.
told her.
Yeah, so Kenya was wrong for throwing the event in her name without telling her that it was being thrown in her name.
Mm-hmm.
And Nene was wrong for showing her ass at the event.
Right.
Okay. So, okay, now after that particular event, I think it was the Bailey Bowl. Wasn't it the Bailey Bowl?
Oh, with Marlo
Yes.
saying you got that Donald Trump wig on.
I don't think there was anything going on with Kenya and Nene at the Bailey Bowl. It was more so Nene and Marlo, but Nene wasn't really fucking with Marlo because Marlo was friends with Kenya. So in this particular instance, do you think that Kenya befriended Marlo to spite Nene,
Yes.
or do you, okay?
Yes.
Okay, so tell me why you think that she did that to spite Nene. Tell me why.
I don't think Marlo is the caliber of woman that Kenya respects, right? I
Mm.
think that she came in with a certain amount of respect for Nene because Nene was top dog. She came in with a certain amount of respect for Candy because of her business acumen. I don't
Mhm.
think that she respected Cynthia. That's why she was telling that girl, "You showing your coochie crack at the Bailey agency."
I
I
almost
don't
forgot
think
about
she
the
respects
coochie crack.
everybody.
I almost
So
forgot.
I definitely think she was utilizing Marlo to get back at Nene.
Okay. Okay. Well, you're not being biased. You're being very
I'm
unbiased.
a straight shooter, pow pow.
Okay. So what happened after the Bailey Bowl? What happened after
Are
the
we
Bailey
to the reunion yet? Because that's a very full season. If you got Pillow Talk, the Bailey Bowl,
Bowl?
calling Peter a bitch
Okay,
at
because
that
nothing
event,
happened. Yeah, because I think after the Bailey
Mexico.
Bowl, it was the Mexico trip. But I don't think anything happened between Nene and Kenya at the Mexico trip. It was more so Kenya and Portia and Kenya and Phaedra. They got into it at the Mexico trip. But I don't think
But it
Nene.
was Kenya was involved because Kenya put those men in the room and they had it out at Kenya's event. That's the only way she was
Mm,
involved indirectly.
mm,
There's no way Peter should have laid out Greg for pushing him.
that's true. Because I would have. Sorry, Greg. R.I.P. Sorry, but I would have pushed your ass. So,
Are we
after
to the
Mexico,
reunion yet?
I think we might as well go ahead and go into the reunion now because after Mexico, it's really nothing else after Mexico now. You know.
That is a very full season. I forgot how action packed Atlanta was until we were reliving this from like 7 years ago.
Oh,
That's
season 6 was the most action-packed season. That was like I was on my toes that whole season, like that
that was a
entire.
good one,
That was a good season.
but it
Um,
was a good one because they added Kenya. Think about that. We weren't getting all that. We were getting fashion shows with no fashion the first couple seasons. We were getting them writing a song. Kenya came in and knew the assignment and stirred the pot, created storylines, and twirled her way into our hearts.
okay, so we at the reunion. Nene is
Ooh,
pissed at
one
Kenya.
more thing. Sorry. Was that the
Mhm.
season that they were at Cynthia's thing and she left out after she had fussed with Portia and she went
She
outside and
twirled in the
twirled in
street.
the
Yeah, that is that season. That is that season. That is that season.
This woman is hilarious.
But so what really was happening between Nene and Kenya at the reunion? Because it was pretty much intensified at this reunion.
um this is the one where she was wearing where she got her hair pulled, right? That was
Yeah,
season
this is
6.
yeah, that's yeah,
Portia
that's
just got her titties. Um, to me, what solidified that they were not friends was after Portia attacked her, Needy went after Portia. That
yeah.
was it. And the only person who was there for Kenya was Cynthia.
Yeah, because everybody else went after Portia.
Hmm.
Everybody went after Portia. Um, I think that at this particular moment, it was pretty clear that Nene hated Kenya at this point.
She was
It
intimidated.
it was beyond a dislike. She hated her now. At least it's what I took from it. She hated her ass at this point. So we get into season 7. At the beginning of season 7, Nene wasn't filming with Kenya. Kenya wasn't filming with Portia. Or Nene wasn't filming with Cynthia at first either. So maybe the
Really?
first few episodes they really wasn't filming with each other like that up until this get together happened, and Nene and Cynthia kind of had this emotional moment, I believe, and then later on down the line there was this dinner that Nene had with Kenya, Portia, and Cynthia.
Okay, at the Mexican restaurant. Hmm.
Yeah. So when it come down to it, we just said that Kenya befriended Marlo to spite Nene. Do you
Hmm.
think that Kenya befriended Cynthia to spite Nene?
No, I think that they developed actual friendship, and then with Nene being out of the picture, they were able to foster that friendship. I think that one was legit.
Okay. So I don't okay, so
Do
when it
you
came
feel Kenya respected Marlo? I mean, come on now. Do you
no,
feel she's told the
no.
woman she's the only person she knew with a square reader between her legs? That she never respected her.
No. I agree. I definitely agree with that. Um so I want to say um during season 7 Di- during season 7, I don't think there was much going on with Nene and Kenya during season 7. I think that it was pretty clear that Kenya had forgiven and forgotten with Nene, but Nene had not forgiven and forgotten with Kenya. Even though they had that conversation, Nene still wasn't, because after they had this conversation, they all agreed that they would move forward. When they went to Candy's bedroom candy event, Kenya tried to go in for a hug, and King tried to go in for a hug, and then Nene was like, she wouldn't hug her back. So it was kind of like Kenya was under the impression that that they would be cool, but Nene wasn't trying to be cool with her. So at that point, it was like, okay, we just had this dinner. We talking about we forgiving and forgetting, but Nene's still holding on to the shit. So it's kind of like, okay, girl, whatever. So that's how it came across to me. And it felt like Nene just didn't want to be cool with Kenya. And it felt like Kenya really wanted to be cool with Nene, but Nene wasn't feeling Kenya. And most
Was
people
that the
were,
season where she was in Hollywood?
was it season 7?
I mean, because that's the last season before she quit, right?
Yeah, that's that last
So
season
I
before she.
think she was in Hollywood, and I don't think it was so much that she hated Kenya. I think at that point she felt that the show was beneath her. So
Mm,
she wasn't as invested with fighting with her because she felt she was above it, and she was really phoning it in that season
yeah, yeah, that's true.
for that one season of that one show that she had.
Okay, at the season 7 reunion, they argued, but it
You not
really
gonna disrespect my husband? I
this
just
ain't
did.
Phaedra.
I just
You know what
did.
I'm saying? So, and she said she just did, and nothing was said after that. So I don't. I know they argue, but it really wasn't nothing big and pivotal that happened between them at the reunion that we could be focusing in on.
Yeah, that was
Um,
Claudia's season to wear the hell out of Nene.
yeah. So season 8, she was gone. She
Did we
came
miss
back.
her?
I didn't. She was gone season 8. She came back during Jamaica. It looks as though Kenya and Nene were cordial, but I
Hmm.
don't think Nene respected the relationship that was with Kenya and Cynthia. I don't think she respected that when they said that they were besties, and she was like, "Really? I- Do you agree when I
Cynthia
say,
didn't either. I'm just getting to know her.
yeah, That's true. That's true. So
Good point. I don't think that Nene. I don't because we're doing Nene and Kenya. I don't think that Kenya ruined the relationship with Cynthia and Nene. I really
Nene
don't.
ruined it herself.
I think she did.
Okay. Um. So let's see here now. Um.
Was she back by season 9, or did she come back for season 10? Was she gone for
Season 9,
2
she
years?
was yeah, season 9, she was gone. She wasn't there at all, season 9. Now season 10 is when she came back.
What was season
Um,
9? Was that the
season
lies,
9,
the lies, the lies? That
that was
season?
season 9. That was season
Oh,
9. She
okay.
wasn't there for that. So season 10 is when Nene and Kim came back, and it
Mhm.
seemed as though during that season Kenya and Nene were okay.
Mhm.
There was really nothing going on between them. I think, and it wasn't nothing going on between them because they tag team Kenya together. I mean, tag team Kim together at the reunion. So it seemed like everything was fine. But then,
Nene was in a good mood because she had just got that house, and it legitimized her as a celebrity. That I mean,
mm,
that's really what it was, right? She came back. She was collecting $2.5 million.
mhm,
But the telltale sign was at the end when Kenya got let go, and Nene didn't advocate for her like she did
mm,
for Portia, like she did for other people she wanted on the show.
right,
So I blame Nene for that part because even if you don't like somebody, you know when somebody's good for the show. She almost cast, or she did cast the first season.
right. She did because everybody that was on there, she knew. Probably with the exception of Lisa, but I think she knew. We all knew she knew Sheree and Kim. I think she knew Deshaun before the show, but I don't think she knew Lisa. That's the only one she did not know. But other than that, yeah. So yeah. Um Kenya came back at the end of season 11 at Cynthia's event, and
Mm-hmm.
Nene was pissed. And it
Mm-hmm.
led to season 12.
Right. But who do you think was at fault there? Do you feel like Nene was right for saying that Cynthia was supposed to let her know that a bitch she didn't like was going to be there? Is that requirement?
I mean, I wouldn't say it's a requirement, but for me, I would tell them if someone that they don't like is going to be there just so they won't feel shell shocked or they won't feel blindsided by their presence. Because some people don't know how to deal with being in the same room with other people. But in Cynthia's defense, she really didn't know that Kenya was coming.
She
She
did know
didn't,
Kenya was coming, but
yeah, she
she
invited.
knew. She knew. Remember they had that hot mic moment when
But
she
she
told
said
Mike,
she did, but she said she didn't say that, so I don't know.
I totally believe she knew. But when I have an event, I don't run my guest list down for you. I'm sorry. If you don't
Mm,
like people at the event, leave. Why
yeah.
would somebody need to run their guest list down? So you get a call sheet of everything. No, that's not how reality shows work.
Oh my
You
god,
show
no.
up where you are told to because you're collecting a check to be on a reality show. They want your interactions. They throw people at people all the time. So why would Nene think that she's above reproach? It makes no sense.
But Nene has always thought she was above reproach.
Not when she didn't have those teeth.
You know
Those
what?
first couple seasons.
You know what? Anyways, getting to season 12. I don't think there was really nothing going on between them two up until Toronto when Snake Gate
Mm-hmm.
was coming out of woodwork. Um I think Nene was like, "Hear what I gotta say," or something like that. And Kenya was like, "You should have said it when you had the time to say it, Nene. You had the floor." And then Nene said, "Kenya, you shut the fuck up, bitch." Then Kenya said, "You shut the fuck up, bitch." And then, it went to hell from there. I think
Not
Nene
that you
was
know
wrong.
each verse.
Huh?
Not that you know each verse and you even had the finger down, right?
I've watched that so many times. I think Nene was out of line in that particular moment. I don't think that Kenya deserved all of that. I just felt like she didn't like Kenya anyway, so she found any reason to go at her at that particular moment. I don't think it was really warranted for her to go at her like that.
One thing that I think that Nene does not like about Kenya nor Marlo is Kenya's ability to verbalize her thought and the way that she delivers her reads. I don't think they like that. And
Mhm.
so Nene's not a accustomed to somebody challenging her and challenging her in a way that she can't meet them at. They're not at the same level, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nene's good for a quick read. Kenny will throw out an intellectual read, and that
Right.
always wears Nene out.
That's true. That's true. Um, After Toronto, um, nothing
But in
else.
that, I don't. I think that Nene was at fault for that. I think Kenya should have stayed out of it because it really didn't involve her.
Okay, I can give you that. So King was at fault for that. I can give you that.
Kenya,
So after Toronto, I don't think anything else really happened between Nene and Kenya up until they got to Greece. I want to say.
were they really even filming together?
That's what I'm saying. That's why I said I don't really think nothing really happened between them after
It was
Toronto.
happening off. It was happening off camera, right? Because
Yeah,
Nene had sent those messages. She had called Kenya a water buffalo when she was pregnant,
yeah,
and she had
hmm
sent those messages offline to Portia, and Portia released them.
yeah.
Hmm.
So then in Greece, they got into it. They was trying, I think Candy threw some event. Well, it's supposed to have been her event, but then Tanya and Portia took over the event. And then it was passing around that
Tweedledee and
tiara.
Tweedledum.
That right, they was passing around that tiara, putting it on each other's heads, and that's when Nene threw some popcorn at her or some shit like that, and then spat at her or something like that. That's how it came. And that was a bit much. I think Nene was dead ass wrong for that. I think that Nene makes herself look like she's in the wrong a lot of the times with her reaction. Like sometimes Kenya probably did start with her, but Nene's reaction make her look worse than Kenya does.
No, I'll call it, I'm a straight shooter. In that instance, if I don't want to expose my personal business with you, why are you going to be mad? We're
That's
not
true.
friends.
That's true.
I'm
That
gonna I'm
is.
gonna expose my deep darkest marriage secrets with you so you could throw it back at me. So Kenya just saying I don't want to talk about it. Enraged Nene was definitely in the wrong for the Greece trip.
Yes, was. Now after the Greece trip, it was Candy's baby shower, which was the season finale where Kenya and Nene got into it one last time.
Hmm.
She walked over to say something to Shamia, and Nene jumped up and she felt as if Kenya was being
Antagonistic.
antagonistic. Do you think she was being antagonistic in that moment?
I think Kenya was, as always, looking for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was really dumb on her part to try to befriend Shamia or pretend like she had any type of ally in Shamia. So it's unrealistic to think that she's gonna go over to that side of the table to talk to Shamia about somebody that's sitting right in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna go ahead and give that one to Nene. If we're not if we're not getting along, why are you coming up behind me? I
That's
wouldn't
true.
like that either.
Yeah. Yeah, if you coming up behind me, that's gonna make me think you trying to fight.
Right.
So it's just like, and we
That's
don't
some
like
bad
each
girl
other.
scrub.
Yeah, and plus we don't like each other. So, no. So when it all boils down from start to finish, who was wrong overall in Nene versus Kenya? Was it Nene? Was it Kenya? Or was it a draw?
I think that Nene was wrong a higher percentage of the time. So I'm gonna give this to Kenya, and not because I like Kenya, but because I really truthfully think those first couple seasons, Kenya was comfortable being Nene's lapdog. Nene
Mm,
was the one that severed that tie. Nene was the one that began to get intimidated, and it started, her slips started to show.
mm. So
Nene would have always I mean, Kenya would have always bowed down, not bowed down, but she always would have allowed Nene to be the top dog because that was just the pecking order.
So, do you think that Nene and Kenya's beef started because Kenya was the new girl coming in? She was getting all this attention. She came in on her first season sitting next to Andy. Do you
Hmm.
think that Nene saw Kenya as a threat and that's why she decided to stop fucking with her like that?
And talk about her physical appearance. Yes, because you could say what you want about Kenya, but she's a beautiful woman, and
Yeah.
here she is. Um, this is the show I created, and you got people saying that she's the new queen. I definitely think there was intimidation, but
Mm,
she didn't have to be intimidated because it was basically Nene's show.
which is true. Okay. For me, I'm gonna say that Nene was wrong, so I'm gonna definitely give it to Kenya too. So I definitely feel like Nene was wrong for most of the time. Her and Kenya, her and Kenya were feuding. um, I definitely feel like Nene was wrong for most of the time. Her and Kenya was feuding. I think that she did the most. There were some instances where Kenya probably was wrong and she made bad choices, but Nene overall was wrong with this particular situation. So there you have it. So before we get out of here, Mims, can you tell the people where they can find you at? Okay.
Okay, thanks. Make it make sense on YouTube. Make it make sense now on Instagram. My Instagram is where I can get real gutter, real ratchet. YouTube, I have to keep it a little classy, but Instagram is where you'll see some of my more, I guess, risque stuff.
And thirst traps.
So to end it out, I do think that if we were talking anybody else, because Kenya is problematic. As much as I love her, she's problematic. She's a pot stirrer. Now that we've had this talk, I think it's solidified in my mind that Nene was the problem with that particular relationship.
Mm-hmm.
She might have been wrong to Candy before, or maybe wrong to Phaedra. She said a couple things about Candy. Definitely Portia. But
Right.
Nene, I think she would have rode that friendship out because she actually respected Nene initially.
Mm-hmm. I think so
So,
too. I think so too. I agree.
so your team swirl
Well,
now.
well, you guys, that is it for Who Was Wrong. I want to thank Mims for popping up and giving me his time. Thank everybody for watching and be on the lookout for the next Who Was Wrong. And we are signing out. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out.